So I'm pretty sure you're probably in a situation where you don't really know whether you want to pick up the AirPods Pros or you want to pick up the AirPods Maxes. Now, these two specific AirPods are really two different demographics. I don't really think one is necessarily a substitute for the other one. And just because the AirPods Maxes are the more expensive ones doesn't necessarily mean they're the better options for everyone, in my opinion. Now, starting off, price-wise, the AirPods Maxes are more expensive than the AirPods Pros. I feel like the Pros are probably going to go down in value quite a bit very soon, especially I think Apple is making another set of AirPods Pros soon. But regardless, with these AirPods Pros, they're extremely good headphones if they fit inside of your ear. Now, me specifically, inside my ear holes, I've been pretty vocal about it. They never really fit inside my ears that well, which was very annoying because I really like some aspects of this. I like the battery. I like the Find My AirPods aspect to it. I like the noise reduction. I like the transparency mode. I liked all those type of things, but I can't get them on my standard AirPods. But luckily the AirPods Pros have them, the AirPods Maxes also have them. But in this case, the AirPods Pros are cheaper and they have that type of capability. And I think those type of features are really, really awesome, and I'm so glad at least the AirPods Pros have them. Now, the AirPods Maxes, are definitely a much bigger set of headphones, and they definitely feel more comfy to me, but they're tapping a different demographic, If you're somebody who wants to go ahead and go running, and you want to, go jogging, and you want to do a lot of crazy things, you're going to have a better experience with the AirPods Pros over the AirPods Maxes. The first one being, they fit inside your ears better, for a lot of people, and they're going to be more, flexible. For me personally, like I said, not really the case, but a lot of people I know who own the AirPods Pros, and I know how well those AirPods Pros hold up when you're running, when you're jogging, whenever you're doing anything. And I think they're water resistant, they're sweat resistant as well. I don't know if they're fully IP certified, but regardless, these AirPods Pros have a lot of functionality. And for somebody who's more active in their life, I think the AirPods Pros are honestly a no-brainer for sure. However, on the flip side with the AirPods Maxes, the typical user that I can see actually using these type of AirPods would probably, honestly, they'd probably end up being somebody who is maybe trying to just knock out a bunch of work as possible. The user I see for the AirPods Maxes specifically are the people who are in front of a dedicated device all the time. So if you're using your phone, if you're using your computer, somebody who just wants something while they're sedentary or while they're sitting, while they're whatever, maybe even if you're walking through a specific area, if you're walking in the mall, if you're walking wherever you walk nowadays, everything's shut down. That is probably what makes more sense to me. I would not recommend the AirPods Maxes for somebody who has a super active lifestyle or somebody who's actually planning on using these things while you're running, while you're jogging, whatever, because these things, first of all, are pretty heavy, but on top of that, they're not water resistant. They actually soak in a bunch of sweat. Like if you're planning on working out with these things, you're going to have to put covers in between your ears and this thing, because if you sweat even a little bit, these AirPods Maxes are going to just seep in all that sweat. And on top of that, the top of the covering isn't plastic. It's not even fully metal. It's all mesh. So that's going to suck up all your sweat too. So it's just going to start smelling really bad. It's just a mess. I wish it was just all metal. However, the cool thing with both these AirPods is that they are user replaceable in terms of the ear tips. So the AirPods Pros, you can go ahead and change out those ear tips too. And you can do the same thing with the AirPods Maxes. Now, unfortunately, the AirPods Max's tips are much more expensive because it's like a full-on earpiece with magnets and everything. The AirPods Pros just have plastic tips, which are easily replaceable. They're both super easy to replace, but I will tell you, in terms of the build quality between both, obviously the AirPods Maxes are built better, but the earpieces, for some reason with the AirPods Maxes, are so easy to take off that if you were to actually bang this thing against something one time by accident, the thing would actually probably go flying, the earpiece. So that's kind of an annoying thing, and to replace one is $70 or $60 or something. That's an insane amount of money to replace for this thing. And Apple knows that. They know that people are going to end up probably losing a lot. If you put these things in your book bag without the case on and you were to go ahead and take it out and move around and all that stuff, I guarantee you at least one time the earpiece is going to come out because the magnet on them is just not that strong. I wish there was a latch. On the AirPods Pros, there's a less of a chance of that happening, mostly because, first of all, it's a plastic piece. If it does, end up breaking or whatever, you can just replace it. But on top of that, you really kind of have to push that thing out. You kind of have to pull that thing out entirely out of its case. So that's the thing in that situation, how I'd probably tell you that the AirPods Pros, like I said, are better for somebody who is just more active, if you want a good pair of wireless headphones that can go ahead and take you to the gym and all that stuff, these are the ones, man. I think the bigger issue, but on the flip side, the AirPods Maxes, I think, are probably the winner when it comes down to the battery life. Now, the AirPods Pros, I think, had pretty decent battery life from day one. They also have the battery charging case, which is really impressive. With the AirPods Maxes, though, they actually don't have a battery charging case. They have that standard ugly case, which I don't even know why Apple made that. They should have just given us like nothing. This was kind of like an insult, to be honest. But with the AirPods Maxes, I mean, the battery life on these things are actually pretty good. And that's something that I really do like. You know, I like having battery devices that last forever. And for some reason, as a lot of you guys know, a lot of manufacturers have been stepping away specifically from battery life and decreasing battery lives and everything. With the AirPods Max, there's nothing else to compare it to. So you're probably going to have a pretty good battery life, in my opinion. I'm somebody who, like, once I put my headphones on, I just leave them on. I kind of still like the regular EarPods, the ones you have to plug in and everything. I find there's to be less problems with those. But with the AirPods Maxes, I mean, these things are solid when it comes down to the battery life. A lot of people were complaining about, as soon as you take them off, it takes them 2 hours to shut off or something like that. I don't know if that's the case, because as soon as I put them down, they disconnect from my device and it seems like they power off. Like there's no music coming out of them or whatever. So I don't know what those people were talking about. If that's the case, then maybe that's the case. But it seems like it does a pretty decent job at determining when it's on my head and when it's not. So again, I don't know about that whole battery aspect of battery draining and if it takes like 2 hours for it to fully drain, like I said on my initial, quick comparison. But in this time, I think that's probably wrong. I could be wrong about this too, but that kind of seems to be like what's going on right now. And ultimately, I mean, that really pretty much covers up all the nitty gritty. Of course, if you like a bigger set of AirPods, obviously the AirPods Maxes are the better way to go, but I wouldn't necessarily say these are like the better sounding ones per dollar. I think I would probably rather have a set of AirPods over the AirPods Pros, but that totally makes sense because they're more expensive. They are better AirPods. The best thing about them is that they're still going to be getting software support, I guess, in a way, with the AirPods software updates through iOS, which is really nice. And all those little software improvements that we're going to be getting in the future of iOS versions, such as, like we just got with AirPods switching automatically. So if you go from an iMac to iPhone, whatever, both these AirPods are going to be get them for the time being, which I think is really awesome. So it's not really like you're getting a watered down version of an experience. Both these are the top tier, basically, headphones of their category from Apple. The AirPods Pros are the top ones. The AirPods Maxes are the best on-head headphones they made. These aren't the first ones they made. They made those Beats before because they owned Beats. So that only makes sense. And I think that's honestly a really good thing about this specific set of headphones. You can pick up an AirPod Max and still feel like you have a really top tier set of headphones. So to kind of sum up this video and to answer the question, should you go and pick up the AirPods Maxes? Should you pick up the AirPods Pros? Well, I'll tell you right now, if you're somebody, like I said before, who is super active, you basically need to go from point A to point B. You're going around town, you need to go and do running and you're exercising and all that stuff. I feel like the AirPods Pros will probably be the better set of AirPods for a lot of people. I think with the specific, sweat resistance and all that stuff that the AirPods come with, the AirPods Pros, the fact that they're super lightweight, you don't even feel like they're on your head or in your ears. You're wearing them, which is really awesome. The battery life is pretty good on these things. They have, they have spatial noise feature where you can like hear around yourself, noise reduction, all that stuff. Like these are a really good set of headphones and there's really not that much wrong with them. Like they've been lasting quite a bit of time for a lot of people. And I don't think it's necessarily like, oh my God, like the AirPods Pros are so much worse than the AirPods Maxes. But on the flip side, I think the AirPods Max are definitely important for a lot of people. And like I said before, if you're somebody who tends to stay indoors, if you don't necessarily, plan on, using them to exercise in or do anything super active with them, then I think these are a great set of headphones. I think they have a lot of capability, a lot of quality. This is quality sound, I'm not somebody who has like a lot of sound experience. I mean, I've dropped a couple mixtapes here and there, but when it comes down to headphones, I mean, I don't really review headphones that often besides like AirPods and stuff. But I think when it comes down to it, these are solid pairs of headphones too, but I just don't think they're worth the $550. I think they're worth $300 max. Like, I just don't see what Apple was doing with these. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, Apple sells iPhones that are cheaper than this thing. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. But that's really pretty much it. If you want to pick up either one of these things, I'll find the cheapest ones on Amazon. Link them down in the description below. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. But that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.